How rich is Dan Bilzerian? Well, Dan Bilzerian is worth more than $150 million, and that was before he suffered 2 heart attacks before the age of 30. You might remember Dan Bilzerian for having a personal beard stroker, or the time he showed a $10 million wire transfer. Growing up, Dan lived in a 28,000 square foot mansion in Tampa, Florida, complete with an indoor basketball court and batting cages. At the age of 10, Dan's father was sent to prison, as a result of the classic pump and dump stock operation. Without a father figure, Dan began to act against authority, even getting expelled from 2 schools. During the late 90s, Dan Bilzerian along with his family moved to Utah. Things were looking up, until the SEC wanted $62 million from Dan's father. Amongst the legal troubles, Dan was asked to leave the state of Utah permanently, after he brought an M16 to school. Not knowing what to do next, Dan Bilzerian joined the Navy and began training for their highly difficult SEAL division. After 510 days of training, Dan dropped out due to a safety violation. He enrolled at the University of Florida to study criminology, but learned how to play poker instead. Funded by $6,000 a month, because of his honorable discharge, Dan went to classes during the day and played poker at night. By second year, he had completely run out of money. With his last $750, Dan started playing 10 poker games at once, looking at over 8,000 hands daily, but eventually turning over a $10,000 profit. Dan immediately bought a plane ticket to Vegas, and returned shortly with $187,000. He continued his studies alongside playing poker, raking in as much as $90,000 from 14-hour sessions. In 2013, Dan Bilzerian won almost $11 million in a poker game, along with receiving $1 million after funding his friend for $10,000. Dan Bilzerian also has made appearances in multiple films, including Olympus Has Fallen, The Equalizer, and even making $1.5 million investing in the Lone Survivor movie. 2 decades ago, judges noted one of many trust funds were set up by Dan's father, one of which had more than $11 million worth of shares. Dan inherited half. The SEC found Paul owed $60 million, but only $3.7 million was recovered, and the rest is rumored to be tied into multiple funds. Due to a massive social media following, Dan Bilzerian has become a lucrative option for brands. DraftKings paid $250,000 for an ad appearance, and he makes more than $20,000 for a single social media post. Currently, Dan Bilzerian owns a mansion in Las Vegas, pays $35,000 a month for his LA penthouse, owns a $700,000 Mercedes, a brand new Bentley, a 1965 Shelby Cobra, along with a G4 plane. Just a fun fact. Whenever Dan is in LA, you know he always contacts your boy Alfred. The other night, he pulled out $100,000, and said, "Alfred, let's play poker." I said, "Sure, let me get my savings." I take out my wallet, pull out exactly 12 $1 bills along with a coupon for Fat Burger. In conclusion, Dan Bilzerian is making more money, fucking more bitches, and playing more poker than you and I combined. Don't forget to subscribe for more, because Dan Bilzerian and I are kicking it this week.